guys, Marsting here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to be checking out the first of the two Super Trunks EZAs. So this is the physical one. I had grinded these guys up to full level 10 links back before like the schedule changes. Obviously we thought that the Super Vegeta celebration was going to be coming a little bit earlier than it did. So I did have these guys all ready to go, which obviously is handy for me now because they're fully ready to show off. I've also got Majin Vegeta ready to go for when he gets his EZA. So we're looking at the physical one first of all. And honestly, his passive is very basic. It's just got big numbers in it. So his passive is Ki +4 and attack and defense 200% at the start of the turn. He disables the enemy's guard and he weakens regeneration, which is obviously basically just for specific Dokkan events. Disabling guard, whilst it's not like a crazy powerful mechanic, is obviously useful when you're fighting against an enemy that you would have type disadvantage. So basically it just means he can still do decent damage to STR enemies. And then he does also have the super attack effect. He does supreme damage to the enemy. He raises attack and defense for 3 turns. So he can get a couple of stacks on top of that 200%. His leader skill is all types 3 key, HP attack and defense 60%. So nothing too crazy, but you know, could be useful for something like Battlefield. As you can see, I gave him a nice even mix of additionals and crits, because he can get a couple of stacks on his super, but you know, he's not like an infinite stacker or anything like that. So, or even like the units that stack for 1 turn, I like to give them a bit more additional because it's really, really beneficial to get that double super in the same turn. It is for him, but only so many times, right? Because you can only get so many stacks. So he is on a lot of categories, as you can see. One of the interesting things about the Super Trunks and the Super Vegeta form is that they are on the Super Saiyans team, because obviously they're not technically like normal Super Saiyan 1, but they're not Super Saiyan 2. It's like the step in between. I said this before when we were talking about Super Vegeta. I think this form is technically called like, it's like Super Saiyan 1 grade 3 or something. So they're technically on the Super Saiyans team, so we're going to show him off on this team. It does mean we have Super Vegeta on the team, who he links up pretty well with. As you can see here, he shares 5 links with Super Vegeta, so pretty good setup for him. He has 131k defense at the start of the turn without a support unit on the rotation, and obviously he is going to get the 30% buff from his super attack as well. So not super crazy defense, but over 150k here on turn 1. And 2.3 on his super attack. So we get the crit, nice. Only additional normal attack, unfortunately. Obviously, we're fighting against an STR enemy, so we didn't need the crit in order to do decent damage, because we do have the disable guard ability, but still pretty decent. And then, of course, Super Vegeta coming in with the stun for the 1 turn. So then Namek Goku can finish off Trunks here. I thought we'd jump into the future Trunks saga stage of Infinite Dragon Ball history, because I never really do this stage, like, wherever. I feel like this is one of those ones that once you've beaten it for the first time, like, does anyone really come back and play a lot of like any of these Infinite Dragon Ball history stages? I like to do some of them for videos, you know, like when I'm doing my first showcases for units, I like to try them out on the slightly easier events, and then do like Super Battle Road or the GT Goku event or the Vegeta event as like a separate video. So it's always nice to jump into one of these Infinite Dragon Ball histories. And yeah, I feel like I haven't played this one in, I don't know, a very, very long time. So I thought this one would be appropriate, even though it's technically a different Trunks, right? Because it's the main, well, the one that comes back to the main timeline from the Android/Cell saga. Obviously, he's on that team, but still, I thought this one would be a little bit more relevant to do. We'll try out the other Super Trunks on a different stage, probably on a different team as well. Maybe we'll put him on Hybrid Saiyans. But this Tech Trunks, once he transforms into a Super Saiyan, he is one of the best link partners for this Trunks. In fact, you can see here. See, basically, they got the same link set, but we also have Messenger from the Future, which if we have a quick look here, what does that give us at level 10? Yeah, 10% extra attack, so pretty good. You're locked in slot 3, but you're not gaining any extra links from him anyway, so you might as well go ahead and keep you in slot 1. So after one super attack, he's up to just under 200k defense now. So very good. His next super attack obviously going to take him way over that. He's getting the extra attack off of that link as well. So let's go ahead and see his attack stat here. We'll let the Super Vegeta get floated off. That's not the end of the world. So of course he's going to take a super attack straight away. He's got under 200k defense, so yeah, he's not going to tank for like double digits or anything. But 2.7 on his attack stat, not too bad. And then 2.9, we get the additional. So him getting the additional is really good for that extra stack. So just under 3 mil. So I mean, he's not too crazy. Remember, he is like a sub-EZA. So I feel like all of the sub-EZAs are never quite as crazy top tier as the ones that get their own events. Well, I mean, I think Kefla is probably pretty high up there in terms of the sub-EZAs. But yeah, Super Trunks, I mean, it's kind of like when the Super Saiyan 4 EZAs came out, right, during the GT celebration, where on paper they seemed really, really basic. Like they don't have any crazy mechanics. Obviously, they still have the super counter, but they basically just had like big numbers, and that's what this physical Trunks has, right? Like 200% attack and defense at the start of the turn, pretty high number. And then, of course, the 3-turn stack on his super is nice, but, you know, he's nothing super, super crazy. He's just an all-around solid unit, I think. One thing that definitely is good for him is he is a buff for the Mastered Evolution category, which is, of course, the new category that we got with Super Vegeta. We are going to get the support here from Trunks as well, Hybrid Saiyan support. So now this is a really good looking turn for him. He's just under 300k defense before supering. So that is actually really, really good now. Very, very strong defensively. I wasn't sure we would be able to get up to quite that high a number. That is actually very, very good. So let's see what his attack stat is here. Because, yeah, Mastered Evolution, I talked about it when we did, like, the team building guide for the Legendary Vegeta event and stuff, is the category itself, yeah, 3.34, that's pretty good. The category itself is quite small, and obviously most people really want Super Vegeta or are going to build their teams around him. Hey, we get the level 3 dodge. Going to build the team around him mostly because of the Pure Saiyan's leader skill. Whereas Mastered Evolution is obviously his secondary leader skill. Still got the full, like, same leader skill buff, 170 to attack and defense and 130 to HP. But when you look at the Mastered Evolution category, it is very small. And a lot of the best units on it are Pure Saiyans anyway. So I think this Super Trunks definitely is a solid buff for that team. If you're somebody that still needs to do the mission for the Legendary Vegeta event, then I feel like he is going to be a solid buff to that team if you hadn't gotten it done already. But yeah, he's I don't know if he has places on team, because obviously his best link partner well, he's got a couple, but his best link partner is usually another Trunks. So Hybrid Saiyans, obviously he could find a home, but Hybrid Saiyans, you know, the meme, it's like the new realm of gods, right? It's getting buffs constantly. And I feel like with some of the buffs that we have had recently, especially with things like the Heroes, EZAs and stuff like that, like I wouldn't say that this Trunks, this particular Super Trunks, still need to try out the SDR one, but I wouldn't say that this Super Trunks is anywhere near the level of, like, you know, the 3 Super Saiyan 3 Heroes EZAs, for example. But he is a very, very solid unit. I mean, I'm assuming that that was him fully built up, because we had a support unit on the rotation as well. We'd super attacked multiple times, so I'm pretty sure that was his max. But being at around 300k defense is really, really good for a side banner unit that has a sub-EZA, because, you know, this guy is the prime example of what EZAs are supposed to be for, in the fact that he was basically unusable before his EZA. Whereas now, he's actually pretty good. So, yeah, you see some of the stacks of war dropped off now. We don't have the support, but he's still at 200k, which is pretty solid. We'll let the Tech Trunks go first, just to soak up some hits here. And then we'll grab these for you, and we'll grab this. So, what is he going to be looking like here? Yeah, we take a super. Kind of glad we moved him out of slot 1, because type disadvantage. Not ideal. The Disable Guard obviously helps out for him dealing damage, but don't really want him taking a type disadvantage super attack. So, double super from the Tech Super Saiyan Trunks. Obviously designed for events like this with his stacking. And then physical Super Trunks is 2.74. So still pretty good. And obviously his defense over 200k. So he's tanking for basically double-digit damage. So, I mean, yeah, overall, I would say he is a very solid unit. The fact that, like I said, he's the side banner unit, so he's available in basically every banner. He's a Sub-EZA, which is kind of annoying because obviously you have to replay the Int Spirit Sword Trunks EZA, and there's 2 of them, so you've got to replay all the stages to get the medals twice. Little bit easier now, thanks to the auto mode. That's what I did last night at work. Just getting it set up and then having the auto mode play out and get all of those medals. So it wasn't too much of a pain, but I'm not a huge fan of Sub-EZAs. I get the fact that I assume they do it because they just don't want to give out too many stones, right? Because to do the 2 Super Trunks, if they weren't using the medals from another EZA, they would have to be like their own Extreme Z battle that would be another like 30 stones. It would give you the 5 Kais that you need, because whenever we get an Extreme Z battle that's for 2 units, you always get 5 Kais of each type for the rewards, and of course the 30 stones. So if every single unit that wasn't in Extreme Z area got its own Extreme Z battle, then they would be giving out a lot more stones. But I mean, obviously that would be great for us as the player base. Like, is that really the end of the world? I think that would be pretty awesome. Because, yeah, that is, as much as I don't like Extreme Z areas, I would probably say I like doing Extreme Z areas more than I like doing the Sub-EZAs. So, you guys will have to let me know what you think. What are your thoughts on Extreme Z area versus the Sub-EZA? So, but yeah, I think we've seen all that we need to see from Trunks here. 2.7, just over 200k defense without a support unit. Because obviously he can only stack so many times, and his passive is very straightforward. So he's not getting any bigger numbers than this. But I would say that is a pretty decent showing from him overall. So very solid addition to some of the teams that he's on. Not a top tier pick, especially for some of the more powerful teams like the Super Saiyans team. Hybrid Saiyans. He's on Vegeta family, and obviously does link up very well with Super Vegeta, so that is another good option. But yeah, you guys will have to let me know what you think of this physical Super Trunks down below in the comments section. So that's going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.